Jared, tell me a little bit more about where you come from and, what made you want to move down to Miami?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, where it come from, I guess we should start at the beginning, right?
Yeah, start at the beginning.
Yeah. So I was born and raised in Montana in a polygamous community.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's a pretty unique experience for a lot of people. And so I was born in this fundamentalist Mormon community that practiced polygamy.
Wow.
Yeah. And my dad had two wives, but he married his first wife before he married my mom, and she had 8 of us.
8?
Yeah, she had
Oh my
8 of us.
gosh, that's insane.
Right. And he had 12 kids with his first wife.
Wow.
And by the time I came along, I was a really young kid. My dad's first wife, she divorced him, and they packed up their things and left the community.
So your dad had 20 kids in total?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Right. It's 21, actually.
21.
Yep. Yeah. If you
do the math there.
Yeah, include me into the bunch.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so my experience growing up in that community was unique compared to anybody else in the community. Everyone else just kind of lived their life as a normal kid, went to school, but my dad did something different. We had a scrap metal business that we had to attend to. Yeah.
So when did you stop going to school?
Well, that I actually didn't go to junior high school.
Wow.
So I went to a community elementary school that they developed in the polygamous community. It was called Pines Academy.
Pines Academy.
Yeah, exactly. And so they were just volunteer moms. I don't think any of them were college educated teachers.
Really?
And I was left behind in school. I didn't learn as fast as the other kid. That wasn't the right environment for me to become educated in.
Right.
And so, I stayed in elementary school till 5th grade, and then I never went to junior high.
So after 5th grade, that was pretty much the most of the schooling that you did, right?
Exactly. I didn't learn to read and write very well, and so I was illiterate throughout my teenage years. But then I went to high school on my own. Even though I was going against the wishes of my dad, I was still into high school. And I remember going into my classroom in English class, and they asked me to write about myself, and I couldn't write one sentence about myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
And why did your father want you going to school?
He didn't believe in the educational system. So he didn't believe in, he thought it was a place where you get brainwashed and conditioned to think a certain way. I agree with him now, but I still needed education to the point where I needed to learn to read and write, and they didn't take the time to teach me that.
Right.
And they put me to work instead.
How do you feel not going to school past the 5th grade has affected you now?
I missed out on a lot of social skills with kids in my age, and I also missed out on, just developing my mind educationally. Some of the things that you do during that time as a junior high school kid, you are developing your mind and your brain in the schooling system. I didn't get that at all. So it affected my ability to learn a certain way, like everybody else does.
Right.
But luckily, I'm an avid book reader. I love reading books. I read books all the time. And that's how I educate myself now.
Got it. Okay. So when you were in the 5th grade, from there on, were you just educating yourself at that point? Or was there other mentors around you that was helping you read, write, and develop your skills?
Yeah, I actually had a mentor in high school. She was a teacher in the past, but she lived close to me. Her name was Shirley McQuaid, and she helped me with my homework.
Aww.
I would bring my homework to her, and she would teach me how to read my homework and also help me understand what was being communicated to me in the homework assignments. And so I would go to her every day after high school to learn more.
Mm-hmm.
And
felt like you had to catch up in a way.
Yes, I had to catch up, and so I had to double time on my education.
Right.
And I didn't want the other kids in high school to know my illiteracy or that I couldn't read and write. Mm-hmm. So I kept it a secret.
Got it.
And I just went to her and I had her help me, and I just learned quick. And I think it was just my hunger for wanting to catch up. So
desire.
My desire was just like, I want to catch up. I don't want to fall behind. Mm-hmm. I don't want to look like a dummy. And so out of embarrassment and like hunger to be better, right, I put in the extra work.
Right, because I can imagine like going into high school with the skills that you had, not even being able to write a sentence. Like, how did that make you feel?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll tell you what, when I tried to write that first sentence, I took everything I could, everything that I could muster to keep from crying on that desk. Mm-hmm. And I was like about to like cry right there, but I realized I needed to keep it in. Mm-hmm. And I like in that moment, I decided like, I'm not going to be this person, this dummy. I'm going to do everything I can to learn to read and write, and whatever it's going to take.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I love that. That's awesome.
Thank you. And so, yeah, I mean, that was my journey in high school. But like outside of the high school, atmosphere, mm-hmm, I was working on a farm, on a self-sustaining farm that me and my family members built. And what that means is that we built this system where we grew our own food, we butchered our own meat, we had our own milk, and we had our own business that we ran that brought us cash. But we did everything outside of the system. So we didn't have to go to the grocery store to get food. We did go to the grocery store to go get food, but majority of what we ate was from the land, all the food that we produced.
Wow.
Yeah.
I could imagine just the quality of, chicken and eggs and milk is just so different from what your experience, after you left the farm.
Oh my God. Yeah. 100%. The quality of food I was raised on is quite different than the common American diet. Mm-hmm. And so I was raised really my health is phenomenal compared to other people's health, especially when it comes to like my ability to stay healthy during like pandemic times. Remember,
right?
The COVID-19 where everyone's freaking out. Well, I was totally fine. I knew I had the immune system to be able to take care of me, mm-hmm, because I didn't. I wasn't exposed to the American diet like the majority of people.
Right.
I had access to pure nutritious food. Mm. And my mom had this mentality of bringing me around other sick kids when I was a kid, so I would get immune to more sicknesses.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite to what they do nowadays.
It is. It's totally old school.
Right.
It's totally old school. Old school stuff. They didn't have syringes and needles back in the day, so they just thought, oh, if that kid's sick, then let me bring my kid around him to make sure that he gets immune to that. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
All right, well, she's probably going to cut this. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I kind of went through a lot there.
What should be like the ending?
What should be the ending?
It's like, so Jared, after, all the experiences that you went through as a child, and I'm sure you never thought as a little kid that you would ever be in sales.
No, I didn't. I had no idea I was going to be in sales. When I first saw a fire burn the mountain that I lived next to, I saw this fire coming down the mountain and it was going to come burn like my community that I lived in and the house that I grew up in. And I was like, I want to be a firefighter. Mm. And so eventually I did become a firefighter. And I was a firefighter for about 10 years, became an engine boss for wildland firefighting. And I thought I was good. Life was good. You know, I achieved what I wanted to achieve, which was being a firefighter.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I was not satisfied. I thought like financially I would be in a better place, but financially I was in the same situation year after year after year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew something had to change. And so I was seeking like improvement somewhere. And eventually I found the right people in the right places, and it led me to becoming an insurance agent and also an infinite banking practitioner. And I have no cap to the kind of income that I can make in this industry. And I will continue to make more and more the more I know and know. So that's why I read books. And that's why I surround myself with mentors and people that can expand my mind and
Absolutely.
myself. Yes.
That's awesome, Jared.
Thank you.
I'm glad to connect with you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lexi.
You as well.